Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match football show on the internet. We've just come back from the Amex Stadium where it was West Ham United 1, Brighton 1. Scott's back.
Amex.
Amex. What did I say? What did I say?
Amex.
Yeah. Amex.
You were saying that all down at Baghdad as well yesterday.
Amex.
I was laughing, I didn't want to...
What is it? Amex?
Amex.
Amex.
American Express.
Yeah, Scott's come back. He's like Friday's weight around, moving everyone's seats around.
Yeah, that's right though.
It's got to be, this is how
Scott,
it
can you
is.
take
5 years in the making.
Starting lineup, please.
Starting lineup, Fabianski in goal, Fredericks right back, Masuaku coming in left back, Diop or Bonner as a centre half, so Bonner coming in for Balbuena, Rice, Wilshere, Snodgrass coming in, Fornell's coming in, Chicharito up top and Lanzini.
That's a pro.
For me, just to start it off, the totally the wrong lineup.
100%.
Physical side like
I agree with Masuaku.
Yep.
Yeah, look.
Antonio should have started.
More physical players, right?
And not only that, I mean, if you're going to start Hernandez, at least play to his strengths and play on the floor. We was lumping it up to him. They had the Twin Towers at the back. Like, I've never seen. They were about 7.5 foot tall.
They've got 4 lumps.
Massive. Dunk, Duffy, and who's the other one? Lynch or something.
No, Burn.
The only way we would have got anything out of that game yesterday, playing with that formation, is to move the ball quick on the floor.
Yeah.
And they stopped us. They pressed us higher, stopped us playing. But we saw it last season. Chicharito isn't a lone striker. He was non-existent. He's a poacher.
But then, do you think maybe then it might have been better maybe starting Antonio up top instead of Hernandez?
I would have done, even though Antonio's not a striker. I would have put him up because he's
played there before, isn't he? So
or gone 2 up top, gone 2 up front.
Yeah, and I don't know why he dropped Balbuena for Bonner, really.
Yeah, that was a weird one. Unless he's picked up a knock that we don't know about, and I was surprised that he dropped him. He was on the bench, yeah. But
maybe he's thinking that Bonner Diop will deal with Murray better.
Really?
He didn't score for a change.
He could have done.
Yeah. The thing is as well is that even with Fornell's coming in, he's adapting to the Premier League. And you've got to get used to physicality, but throwing him in against Brighton is a bit much.
I'm a little bit worried about West Ham. Like seeing them in the last couple of games, obviously you can't take it too much to heart with Man City, as I said. But last game, we just don't seem to have an identity. We ain't got a way of playing.
I'll be totally honest with you, mate. When you look at the first 2 fixtures, a point is what I expected out of the 2.
Yeah.
Because Brighton away we haven't beat Brighton in the Premier League, and we struggle against them at home. Man City, you just write that one off anyway.
I'm going to be totally honest, mate. We didn't deserve a point.
No, we didn't deserve a point yesterday.
We didn't
deserve a point.
The thing is,
but we got a point, so that's you sort of build on that. You're going into a game next week against Watford. They're struggling at the moment, bottom of the league. They need a win. We need a win, so should be a good game. But it's Brighton away and Man City at home. A point is probably what I expected out of the 2 games, if I'm honest. Brighton's a tough place to go, and they're a bogey team for us. We haven't beaten them since we've been in the Premiership.
But what I'm saying is,
since they've been in the Premiership,
what I'm saying is, I don't feel like we've got an identity. We ain't got a way of playing. Like every team, if you look at every team, right, they've got a way of playing. They know what they're good at, and they know what they're bad at. Mm-hmm. Like you look at Brighton yesterday, I was telling him, big and crosses. That's what Brighton are. They're a physical side. When I look at us, like if you look through the game, we'll go through the game. Started off, they should have scored within 30 seconds. 30 seconds, they had the first chance, and it should have been a goal.
Well, I think what we're trying to be is this possession-based team where we play quick passes and we pass it up.
But we don't move the ball quick enough. This is the thing that when you look at that starting lineup with that attacking lineup, that is what that attacking lineup's there for quick tippy-tappy, short 1-2 passes, right? I think we did it for about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
we've always been like that though. We've always been like that. We've never been a team that keep holding the ball and pass it around and pass teams out of the game. We've never been like that.
But the way we set up with them players, you Lanzini, Fornell's Wilshere. Players who want the ball to their feet, and that's what they're set. That's the way we should be playing with them attacking.
But when
players.
you're playing a team like Brighton at home,
who are going to press,
who are going to put challenges in, and they're going to press you and not let you have the ball. The thing is, as well, like I know you're saying we haven't got an identity yet, but we've come up against Man City at home and a team against Brighton that are physical. So, and we didn't have Anderson yesterday, Alea, which are massive blows. So once we get a full team out, if we get our full team out against Watford, Norwich and Villa, and we're still struggling, then I can say, yeah, we are struggling. We haven't got an identity.
Do you think Do you think with Heller and Anderson, he left them out on purpose?
Well, they had dead legs, didn't they?
Yeah, due to the injuries they picked up against City, because they knew Brighton were a physical side.
Well, when you look at the game the way it went, you ain't said much yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, say something before people moan.
When you look at the game, the way it went, yeah. I'm sure Anderson trained on Friday. I'm sure somebody told me he trained on Friday.
There was on the bike.
Yeah, there was images of him on a bike. So,
but the thing is, you can still be having it sort of an injury or a knock and train on the bike.
Yeah, if he's not fit, he's not fit. I'm sure if they were fit to play, he would have picked him or at least put him on the bench. If they're not fit to play, then there's no point in risking them. Because we've got, like I said, we've got 3 games coming up now where if we don't get a minimum of 6 points out of them 3 games, then
we've got to be worried.
Yeah, you got to start questioning Pellegrini as well.
But that's the worrying thing is not so much because you can look, we had these key players missing, but how he could have got the starting lineup so wrong at first, because you saw in the second half when he made those changes how much better we looked. And
Antonio made a big difference yesterday, a massive difference.
It was the difference.
Yeah, a massive difference.
But why was it so obvious to everyone else that he should have started, but it weren't clear to... But
it's the same all the time. We seem to see it and managers don't. You know, what worries me, 2 things worry me. I was having a conversation with someone, my mate, yesterday. Again, we don't look fit. We look sluggish. There was times yesterday when I thought Brighton had an extra player on the pitch because they were getting so much space. Yeah. And it's again, we don't seem to have Pellegrini takes too long to react. He has his game plan, he has his situation, how he wants to play. And if it's not going right, he doesn't try and tinker. He just keeps going, and then makes subs at half time. And it's good to keep faith in your players, but after 15 minutes, you can tell something's not right. You know, Wilshere's looked non-existent in the past 2 games.
Wilshere,
and I don't think that's down to him.
No, it's not his fault. It's down to he needs players around him. Like I tell you, we're missing Mark Noble. We're missing Mark Noble a lot, and they're shown in the last 2 games. I'm not saying that we'd have beat City if Noble was playing, but yesterday if Noble was playing, he puts in them tackles. Declan Rice is the only one doing it. Jack Wilshere, he ain't going to do that because he don't want to get injured.
But he's not there to do that.
No,
this is the thing. He's there to play the ball.
But there's a lot of players, Scott. When I looked at the way the game was going yesterday, it looks a bit like Bilic days, where there's no movement, there's no people trying to and they're pressing high, right, and they're working hard. And I said this last week, right, you know, Man City's Man City. To lose 5-0 to Man City is no disgrace. There are better teams than us that have lost 5-0 or more to Man City. But what I can excuse a lot of things, but what I can't excuse is trying and working hard. You know, you're on a hunt. And when I come to you look at we was missing our 2 star players yesterday. There's no doubt about it. Our 2 record signings for the last 2 years. We're both missing, and that's going to take a massive sort of toll on the team, so to speak.
Any team would struggle without their 2 best players, wouldn't they?
Any team would struggle without their best 2 players. But the thing that worries me is the effort levels. So we've gone on the Bilic, Moyes, and now Pellegrini. There's something there that I'm not seeing. There's something wrong there in the club.
I'll tell you what we're lacking. A lot of leadership.
Yeah,
there was no leaders on that pitch yesterday.
Yeah, Bonner was the captain when he was made the captain.
That was a mistake, I think.
Really strange.
I think if anyone's going to be, I'd have either put Fabianski or Declan Rice as captain yesterday.
This is the problem we've got, is that there's no, like you said, there's no true leader out there. Without Noble, we don't have a leader.
You watched when the goal went in. The first goal, the VAR goal. Yeah, the VAR goal went in. He smashed it in. they picked the ball out the back of it. Not one of them were talking to each other.
But no one's questioning, and that's been like that for a long time. I remember you can go back to post-match pints 2 seasons ago, and we were saying the same thing when we lost at home to Southampton. I think it was 3-0. You know, the ball went in, and you got players like Winston Reid and that just walking back to not even shouting, saying who's picking him up. You don't get that no more. I don't understand.
What our system is? Are we doing zonal marking, or is it just players lack of?
It looked like we was marking ourselves yesterday.
Yeah,
but this is the thing, right? Again, with Brighton, they pressed us high, right? We tried to play out from the back, they stopped it, so we had to go long. Played right into their hands because we've got name. We had nothing in our attacking lineup. We had no height. I think there was one part, so probably Snodgrass was the tallest attacking player we had. And he's standing up against one of the Brighton defenders, and the Brighton defender's towering over him. And we're playing long balls.
But the thing that worries me more about that, Scott, is the way Pellegrini plays. I'm not going to keep on comparing the two things, but it's a plan A, and that's it.
Yeah, you need. That's what I'm saying. There's no plan B.
You've got to be prepared. Like Brighton are going to press you. They're going to. If what you're doing isn't working because they're pressing too high, there should be a plan. Right. Let's revert to plan B. Yeah. You know, we're going to try and get it to the wings and.
But we played yesterday.
We don't seem to target.
Yeah, we played yesterday. The way we was playing was like we had Andy Carroll up front or Sebastian Haller.
Yeah.
That's what we was doing. And Hernandez is not going to do that. And Hernandez was getting a lot of stick from some of our fans yesterday, and sometimes rightly so. But when they're knocking it up to him and he's not winning headers, and how can he win an header against someone who's 8 foot tall?
I don't think he was terrible.
Hernandez is there to do one thing: score goals. He had one opportunity in that game. Put the ball in the back of the net. So you can't criticise Hernandez. The system is wrong.
He seemed to come alive
when Antonio
come up front with him.
Because he had. This is the thing. As soon as we knew Haller weren't playing, the way the whatever the 4-2-3 whatever it is system he has with the one up top should go out the window. Right. Our main target man's not playing. We're going 2 up top. We're going to play 4-1 whatever 4-1. Yeah. Have 2 up top. Right, because then you have a physical player like Antonio. As I said, he's not a striker, but he's going to win the ball in the air. He's going to give their defenders something to think about. Like I said, if you've got them 3 centre halves and they see Chicharito, all day long they're eating that up.
Of course they are. They've sat in that change room before kick-off and they've seen the starting lineup and they're looking at each other going, that'd be all right, boys. Not much work.
We can press a high line. There's no pace to go behind us because Chicharito's not quick. So they're not going to try and put the ball in behind us. They've got to play the ball to feet. We'll play a high line. We'll press them high. Works into our favour. We don't press teams. There was times when them centre halves were playing the ball around from the goalkeeper out, playing the ball around at the back, and we haven't got a player within 10-15 yards of them.
We started pressing though. There was a short bit at the beginning of the game where we started pressing from the front, and then we just stopped.
Yeah. But that's it. If we're going to do that, because Pellegrini likes playing this high line. If we're going to play a high line, we've got to press from the front. You can't, against Brighton, who are happy to go long to Murray. Again, Murray's not going to get in behind our back line. He ain't got the pace to beat the players like Diop and Bonner. Play the high line, but you've got to press the ball from the front. There's no point going, right, centre half can have it, because then you're allowing the wingers to push on, which then causes problems.
I wanted to say about what you were saying about Pellegrini having one way of playing. You know, after the Man City game, he came out and interviewed him because he was criticised about playing the way he did against Man City, and he said, the thing is, the reason I want to keep playing this way against whatever team, because if we don't play the same way each game, we're not going to ever get good at that system and that way of playing.
I agree
with what you're saying, but sometimes you have to look at your opposition and you have to play a certain way. I mean, to go out and try to attack City is a mistake. We're not nowhere near level of City.
It's not only that as well. You can't just turn around and say, right, this is the system and this is how we're playing, full stop.
Well, now that he said that, everyone knows how we're going to play every week.
See, the thing...
You've got to have 4 or 5 well-drilled plans in your locker. To
adapt to the players you've got in the squad.
To adapt to the players you've got in the squad, to adapt to the team you're playing, to adapt for even things like injuries and red cards and things. You know what I mean? You can't just turn around and say, well, we're trying to play this way. Well, they're not doing enough then. If they've only got one way.
That's the difference between
top managers,
because a great manager would have a B, C plan, even a D if it comes to it. Some managers have just got one way, like Sam Allardyce. He had one way, that was it.
Yeah.
Like you look at Steve Bruce at Newcastle, he's got one way, that's how he wants to play. And they're what I think they're near the bottom. They're bottom of the league, aren't they? Really? Them and Watford.
That's it. But the problem is Pellegrini's a top manager. You would expect him to have a bit better tactical awareness
But
of
it's not only
different
that, Scott.
teams.
I mean, look, we've all played football. Sometimes, you know, as a captain, you can change it around a bit. You can say, look, not let's ignore the manager, but you as a captain, you can say, look, right, you drop a bit deeper. You can do that yourself.
Yeah, of course you can.
So the players are experienced enough to know where we're struggling in midfield and that, to bring it in, shorten it up a bit, tighten it up, and break it down.
But like you said, there's no leader, so
That's what I'm saying.
On the pitch who's going to take that responsibility.
There was times yesterday when our players were on the ball. I think Wilshere done it, Chicharito done it. They're pointing at players, so you know you go and press that player, and he's pointing, press that, come press with me, and then they're not. And then there's other people. Like, I think Masuaku, he had the ball, and he's pointing where he wants the run to go. And
I see that yesterday. I think it was Diop. Brighton got a corner, and Diop was saying to Masuaku. And he was saying to him, like, get out, or whatever. And Masuaku mumbled. You can see what he said. He was going like that, fuck off, like that, fuck off. Because players these days don't like being told what to do.
Yeah.
Their egos don't like them being told what to do.
Yeah, but that's when you have to have someone in your team like a Mark Noble, who if you tell him to fuck off, there's repercussions.
And Adams tried that, and he got nearly a fucking
well, that's it. You know what I mean? That's why where we miss people like James Collins, players like that. You need someone in there you need a bit of fear in people. People who people respect. I don't think there's enough respect.
No.
And this captains ain't what they used to be, are they? I mean, could you imagine these players now sitting in a changing room with the likes of Julian Dix, Alvin Martin, Billy Bonds? Billy Bonds would have upped about 20 of them already in pre-season. He would have. But I think that's what it is. I think players these days, their egos, they don't like being told what to do, and they don't like being shouted at. Like, it's your teammates at the end of the day. You all want to win. So if someone shouts at you, you might not like it, but just respect it and get on with it.
Yeah, that is it.
I see Masuaku do it yesterday. He was right in front of us. We were sitting right at the front, and I see him mumble it.
The thing, there was times yesterday he had the ball and he's got 3 players around him, and either a player's walking towards him, taking up the space that he wants to play the ball in, or they're just standing there looking at him.
Watching him,
That's
what worries me.
I was mentioning on my review that the movement off the ball and the support
terrible.
is lack, because you see Fornals and Lanzini, when they had the ball, they had 3 players round, no one coming in. And look at Snodgrass. Rice had the ball, he makes a pass to Snodgrass, and Snodgrass just stands there expecting it to go to his feet rather than move to the ball.
I've always been taught in football.
A bit like Nicky in Power League, that
That was fucking lack of movement, not no lack of effort. But I was always taught in football from an early age. I mean, these are basic triangles, and we're not making triangles.
But the thing is, you saw in spells, especially in the first half, you saw Masuaku, Lanzini, and Fornals playing little triangles round. You know, trying to get.
If I was
them 3 are doing it, and there's 4 or 5 Brighton players around.
If I was Lanzini yesterday, I'd probably be walking off with. I thought he played really well, and he was the only one that was getting that ball and trying to make runs, but no one was making runs with him. You look at that one he done in the second half. He ran it nearly the whole length, not the whole length of the pitch, but from the halfway line. He set up Snodgrass, and it was unlucky. It was a good save by their goalkeeper. But he was doing that in the first half, but he didn't have the runners with him, and he had to turn back and go backwards. That's our problem. We've got no one. We've got no one up there that makes them sort of runs. Where Chicharito should be making them runs, but instead of him doing that, we're knocking it back. And what are they doing? Pinging it over 50 yards in the air, and you've got the 7-foot centre backs just nodding, Dunkin' Donuts, just nodding it out.
And that's it.
Meat and drink for them.
That is it. We played the way we set up, the way we played, just fell straight to Brighton's hands. Massively.
But on reflection, I mean, I watched the highlights. I don't know why I done it, but I watched it last night on Match of the Day, and they sort of. Don't get me wrong, Match of the Day did cut out some of our fucking chances, but
they always do.
I thought a point was a good result for us yesterday with the way we played, and it's a tough place to go. We've seen it over the last couple of seasons.
It was more than fair.
Yeah,
I didn't think we deserved it.
We've probably nicked a point.
As you say, they had chances and chances. Their problem yesterday was their lack of composure, because they had 4 or 5 great opportunities. But saying that, we carved out 2 or 3 ourselves, which are positives. Which are positive.
I mean, Glenn Murray missed an header, didn't he? You had that Malpai in the second half. Missed
that geezer that scored their goal,
Yeah, he missed one, didn't he?
Like that one he scuffed.
Yes.
Yeah, scuffed it.
Trossard.
And then we had VAR again.
Yeah, VAR was good yesterday. I like VAR yesterday.
I'm not going to get into the VAR discussion. There's no point.
See, now
I was talking to someone on the train on the way back, and I said, look, it was a Brighton fan as well. I said, look, I'd scrap it tomorrow, and he agreed. And I've seen a lot of ex-players saying,
managers.
I think Trevor Sinclair as well put on
the thing is,
social
right,
media last night, scrap it.
It's VAR has worked, right? Because it has.
We've had the right.
We've had 2 goals disallowed against us because of VAR, right? It's worked, right? And it is what it's set up to do. It does. The problem is it's an interpretation of the letter of the law. So, like, I know it's not our game. The City Tottenham game yesterday, right? Now,
Do you think that was handball?
No.
No, we're near it.
No, we're near it. When you watch it, the flight
weren't that exactly the same as how Llorente scored their winner in the Champions League?
Yeah.
Exactly the
And
same.
but because that's it. So they've changed the rule, right? Now this is where it gets silly, right? They've changed the rule.
Did you think Watford-Leicester last week? Did you think their goal was a goal?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't see that one.
Think it was.
But
I didn't think it was.
the FA have changed the rules, right? So if an accidental handball leads to a goal, it's a foul. Now, you watch that one as a prime example, that one yesterday, the ball goes through, you look at it, brushes his arm, doesn't change direction, doesn't fall to the guy's feet because he's brushed his arm, it's still travelling roughly the same way it was going to travel. How can you say that's a foul? Do it in the centre circle, it's not a foul. So you can't justify making that a rule, and that's the problem. VAR works, but they've changed the rules in
VAR
football.
in our game yesterday, Scott. I mean, like, they scored the goal, they've celebrated, their fans have got their flags out, they're waving them, they're singing, what are they singing, Albion or whatever. And we've gone back to centre circle, we're all sitting there thinking, oh, we're 1-0 down. All of a sudden, the referee starts sprinting towards our goal 2 minutes after the goal and gives a free kick. And like, even us, and we're like, well, no one knows what's going on here.
This is the thing, the system's still not right. It needs to be a lot quicker in the process. The fans need to be aware of what's going on.
Well, they didn't do that at Brighton. Now, at the London Stadium against City, we put on the scoreboard, checking penalty, checking offside, checking red card.
Yeah.
They didn't have that yesterday.
See, and that's where
no one knew what was going
that's
on.
the problem. It needs to have
the geezer on the tannoy coming over and go, right, we've now checking VAR.
I thought that was meant to.
Well, this is the whole thing. The fans need to. The one thing for me VAR's doing is it's killing the passion.
One thing I'm going to say is we've got 37 more shows of this to do, plus cup games, and every one we're going to talk about VAR.
Yeah,
100%. And this is why it's ruining football.
Yesterday, with the handball and sort of stuff like that, right? VAR checked it, you know, by the letter of the law, he got it right. But maybe it's not VAR, maybe it's the law.
Yeah,
This is what I'm saying. Why change a rule?
Like, the thing is as well, what you've got to remember is, like, they're not checking everything all the time.
No.
You know what I mean? like, so why have it checking something and other things? It doesn't make, like, you could have something that happened 20 seconds ago. Everything leads to something in football. Yeah,
of course.
You could have a wrong decision of a goal kick that you don't check, which leads to a goal.
I think it's all in the phase of play.
Yeah, but I would argue even Brighton's goal yesterday wasn't offside. The phase of play was a different phase.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
Look, when it went for us yesterday, we was obviously happy. But I'd rather. My feelings are since day one. I'd scrap VAR. I'd go back to just playing.
Do you think they will scrap it?
No,
I don't think they will.
they won't scrap it. It's too much money. It's the money side of the game is the reason why we've got VAR.
But let's see them when VAR goes against like teams like Man City and that, when they come to these teams like Watford or but I mean when they come to places like
they're getting beat 2-1
and they're getting beaten 2-1 and they're not getting in Europe and all things like that. I know that's not going to happen, but.
Yeah. But I think it was the reverse that caused it. If people are getting title or Europe costed to them by poor referee decisions, and they're like, "Nah, we need VAR."
But this is the thing. If you go back to the season, the last season we had at Upton Park, if VAR was in then, if Leicester wouldn't have won the Premier League, we would have finished higher than we did. I'm sure we would have actually won the Premier League because of we missed out on like 15 or 17 points.
Most decisions against us.
It does feel good
when it all equalled out with everyone else.
When Schmeichel come out and took out, was it Saka? And he didn't get a yellow card for that, did he?
So, and that's the thing.
It's, as we said before, we're going to have it in our favour sometimes, as it worked out yesterday, and it's going to go against us, and that's going to be. City have had it twice in 2 weeks, but they're going to get decisions go for them.
For me personally, what I want to see is there's certain teams that are flavour of the year with the FA and things like that, and I think at the moment
Spurs,
Liverpool's one of them teams, and I want to see VAR go against them and see how strict they are then.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. You do think to yourself sometimes. I mean,
but there's
no, I was going to say, if you're going to do VAR, then it sticks, then I'd rather have the referee have the screen at the side of the pitch and go and look at yourself, not being told by someone in Scotland, because I'm not saying it's corrupt. I'm not saying they're corrupt in that, but what if they've got feelings towards that team that they're playing, and like, no, it's not offside. And there will be allegations of that.
There's already been arguments over games over the country, not in ours, but was VAR right? And some people, there's been cases already where VAR's been wrong.
And if you're going to do VAR, the FA, if they want it, should invest, and if FIFA want it, they should invest in the Championship, League One and League Two. It shouldn't only be the fucking Premier League. Yeah. It should be every single game, because we might be in the Premier League living it up, the high life, loving it, but teams in League One could get relegated and go into the football administration. Yeah. You look at teams like I think Bury at the moment, and you've got other teams like. But look at Bolton. They put out a team last week full of youth teams. They're struggling, and Bolton's a massive football club, and they're struggling. And it's decisions like that could go against them, and you could put hundreds of people out of work.
They were famously relegated for a goal that never was, wasn't it?
It might get rolled out to them over the coming season.
But I think it's to do with the screens and the amount of cameras and that type of thing.
Scott, it don't take much to put a telly pitch side and announce it. You don't need big screens. Anfield and Old Trafford haven't got it.
No.
Leighton Orient
it's the amount of cameras at the game.
It doesn't matter, mate. If they want it, they should invest in
it.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
But you know what else? I was always told when I was growing up, when I was playing grassroots football, that the game shouldn't be different. It shouldn't be different from grassroots to the top tier.
That's true.
And that sort of
it's massive.
It got fucked at the introduction of goal line technology.
Yeah. But even now, you look at the rule changes they brought in this year.
But there's grassroots. I mean, there's sin bins in grassroots.
Sin bins in grassroots football.
That's our annual 20 minutes on VAR.
We ain't going to be like that every week.
No, I'm not.
We haven't even finished talking about the game yet.
Right, where was we? First half.
But the thing is,
we kicked off.
Before, I will say about as well the first. We had one shot that whole half, and that was the Declan Rice into row Z, and that's the problem as well. And that's with the team. We don't create hardly any chances.
Do you know one thing though with us when we were sitting there? Declan Rice had that shot and it went there, row Z. No one criticised him for that. If that had been any other player on that pitch,
that'd been Mark Noble.
I screamed at it.
These people would have been fucking screaming at them. Yeah. So, but yeah, the first half we was lucky to go in.
That's the story of our games. A lot of the time is when you look at the stats, whether it's Man City or last season, hardly any shots on target.
But that's one thing we do lack.
Double the shots.
We do lack.
We don't. Do you find we don't shoot? Yeah. We get to the edge area and don't even bother shooting. We try and.
Antonio did second half, and we had the Antonio Rose edge.
Do you know what I wonder, right? Because I think there was another player who tried to have a shot and it went fucking right over. I wonder if that we barely train for shots outside the boxes, and he's training that his system pass it into the box.
The problem is we probably do, but you're playing against your own defenders and that, and when you play against different teams, they press you different, don't they? So
well, not only that, you go to training, you go to any training ground, they won't be making tackles with each other.
No, not only that, you haven't got training, you haven't got 30,000 fans around you.
But that's why I don't see the point of fucking posting these training ground videos and look what Anderson done in training. Because no one can go within fucking 10 yards of him.
That used to annoy me before. You see players like picking out the top corners and things like that from like 25 yards. So then they don't do that in a game. Like you said, they can't be. Zabaletta's not going to go and crunch in tackle Anderson.
It's like when players practice penalties in training. You can't.
There's no pressure.
You can't replicate what it's like in a final or a semi-final or just a penalty shootout.
The one thing I'm going to defend a little bit is our back line, right? Because we can't defend at the minute, right?
Defending it better than they defend us.
Yeah,
No,
defending
but-
it better than I was going to say, they're defending it better
Again,
than Warner.
I agreed with someone. I think I saw this on Twitter. I agreed with him that our back line are coming into a lot of criticism. There's no support in front of them.
The thing is, we haven't got a settled back four. We haven't. It's been changed twice in 2 weeks. I mean, I'd like to have seen Fredericks, Balbuena, Diop and Masuaku, because I think that is our strongest back four. I mean, Masuaku yesterday, I see people criticising him, and I thought he had a decent game.
I
mean, I'm one of the first to criticise him. I thought he played really well.
I didn't think he played.
He didn't
that
bomb
bad.
forward a lot. Yeah. He stepped back and he done what he had to do.
Read the game really well.
He read the game. But I just think when you keep breaking up and changing, like next week he might play Ogbonna and drop Diop and play Balbuena. Like,
but
you
also,
can't keep doing that.
You sit there. I can't pick our best starting 11.
Fully fit, you probably can.
But I just don't see how.
I even said to
certain
Nicky,
players fit in
I
certain
said to Nicky on the
systems.
train yesterday. I was thinking to myself, if the back four doesn't get comfortable, maybe when Mark Noble's fit, chuck him in this and put Declan Rice at the back, because Declan Rice is a centre back.
But then again, that's another change in the chop.
I would
We're
like
trying
to
to say.
I'll be honest with you, right?
But if it ain't working, you've got to
People
try
might
something
criticise
else.
me for this. Balbuena's had a bit of a terrible time. He had a bad injury last year. He had a bad Copa America. He looks like he's sort of lost a bit of confidence now. I think what we need, right? What we need to play alongside Diop, to get the best out of Diop as well, because I thought he was fucking awful yesterday as well. And we'll talk about that there in a minute. But I think we need an old-fashioned, proper hard man centre half.
The problem with that, man, they don't exist no more.
That's what Balbuena is meant to be.
No, he's a South American. They're traditionally not like that.
If you want one of them, you've got to go out and pay 80 million for them.
But
like Harry Maguire.
That's the thing. We need go and find one. Leicester found him from fucking Walsall or wherever the fuck he coming from.
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United. There
But
you go.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They don't exist no more. Them sort of defenders.
I would say they do.
They're a
Lewis
dying
Dunkley,
breed.
man.
They exist outside the Premier League. You know, the lower down you go, they're there.
But I think that's what some of them
are.
are. You can't. I mean, Diop's as people say, is a Rolls Royce of a defender. It's a bit like Rio when he was younger.
But I can't see.
But for the goal yesterday, it was weak. It was fucking weak.
He had a chance. He should have just
an
tried
old-fashioned
to roof it out.
defender who puts his head down, and we've got one playing centre midfield. Declan Rice. That's what I'm saying.
But the problem is, you take Rice out of that midfield, you haven't got a holding midfielder.
I mean, the thing
Well,
is,
you
the
have.
type of centre back you're talking about.
Yeah, you're asking
You've got Mark
Noble.
Noble.
Yeah, you're asking him to
But
do that
then you
job.
have to protect Mark Noble and play people around him. That's the thing. This is where good managers, work that out. I'm not saying I'd rather Declan Rice there, but if it's not working at the back, chuck him back there for a few games, see how it works out.
But he's only young. It's not fair to put him and Diop. They're very new.
I think we're paying the price, not going out and getting another centre midfielder.
Of course we are. But it is what it is.
Yeah, but we didn't strengthen at full-back. We didn't. We've got that young Portuguese kid we signed, the centre-back. Give him a chance. He ain't going to get a chance in the first team.
No, the thing is, it's hard chucking. You've got to look at who we're playing against. It's hard chucking someone in
Scott,
like
you've
that
got to chuck
against.
them in at some point, mate.
Oh, I know. But
Every Premier League team is a difficult team to play against.
yeah, but if you're playing against the likes of
Yeah, because you ain't done that, and then they talk, and I don't want to go, wait, shut the fuck up.
No, that's what you should do. I thought you had a funny turn.
Go on,
now.
go on,
I thought you had a funny turn. I turned round, and he was going.
But I don't want to look like a fucking
Go on,
cunt and say,
go on.
stop your fucking talking.
Come on,
You
Andy.
bore
No, you
me.
haven't. Just say something.
I want in.
That's my thing.
Oh, sorry. I want in to just stick Diop Balbuena for a certain amount of games and say, right, I'm going to put that. This is my centre back pairing. We're going to go with these for fucking 5, 6, whatever, and see how that goes. Let them build up their fucking partnership again. Build that back up and go. Just like I said, otherwise if we sort of get the South American kid and Diop, or Diop and then Ogbonna, Balbuena and Ogbonna, Rice and fucking Diop, and it's going to be.
I mean,
I'll tell you
Diop. Let's just finish it. Diop was at fault for their goal yesterday.
I think so.
I think him and Ogbonna.
I think it was Diop. He had a chance to clear that, whack it out for a corner, and go and defend the corner. He's looking at it. He's spinning round. It's dropped to him and
Weak tackle.
Yeah, weak tackle. Ogbona's come in, slid in. It was a great finish. Great finish from there.
Very good finish.
He's a good player. I really liked him.
Yeah,
yesterday.
I rated him. Yeah.
He was a really good find.
Did he slide in on Bonner? Because from what I was seeing, he was backing off.
To be fair, right?
That was Diop that was backing off.
No.
Diop tried to clear the ball.
Tangled with Murray.
Yeah.
Murray gave him a little nudge.
No, Murray went on the pitch. Oh, yeah, no, he was.
Murray gave him a little nudge. Which, for me, Diop should be stronger and sort of nudge him back and make sure he does it. Yeah, if you need to. But he gave him a little nudge. Then he held up the ball. Then Diop's come round him. Instead of smashing him, he's sort of like, he has got the ball, but the way he's got it, because Murray's sort of knocks him off, he's sort of like, he had the chance to just fucking lump it. I don't know what he tried to do, but he's sort of not caught it, he's off balance and all that.
Yeah.
For me, he needs to be stronger now. He
But the thing
needs
is,
to fucking when he nudges him, you've got to make sure Murray.
When he's got when the ball, because I'm sure the ball hit him on the chest and he tries to control it and miskicks it. Lump it out.
Just lump it.
Just lump it out. You haven't got to try and play.
Lump it out. But people do forget he's only a young kid, right? But I'll tell you, that's his problem at the minute. Naivety.
But
he's not.
For me,
hold on. O'Bonnor can't read a game. He can defend, but he can't read what's going on around him. He's very blinkered. O'Bonnor. That's why you see him have some good games and some awful games because he's very blinkered. He can play. But he's very blinkered and he hasn't got anything. Balbuena is an old-fashioned sort of centre half who hasn't got the confidence at the minute to defend, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean? Like he had it all knocked out of him. Cresswell, no effort levels. That's his problem, and we've been hearing about him for years and years and years. Fredericks, I thought, played okay.
See that? This is where that goal that they scored, Fredericks, that was his man. He doesn't track the run of his man. He's
Trossard.
Yeah.
Trossard was in the centre.
No, you watch it when you watch the goal back, right? When the ball's coming forward, Trossard is on that side, right? He comes into the middle. Fredericks, there's no other players. There's Murray and Trossard. Fredericks, instead of following the run of the player, drops back into a right back position. Right. Murray's not going to spin Diop and go that way. He should have followed the run of the player, got in behind his centre half and covered it. Because if Diop loses the ball, Fredericks comes in behind and covers his centre half.
That's the problem with a lot of players these days. They don't follow the players, they're following the ball.
They're following the ball.
Sometimes don't follow the ball, follow the player.
Yeah, and that weren't the only time. You go back to the goal that was ruled out for VAR, look back at that goal. How many players are standing on the edge of our half watching the ball?
Yeah, there's a lot.
That's it. And this is the thing. Fredericks could have cut that. Fredericks could have helped his centre halves out by coming in behind and sweeping up behind them.
But then as
You
well,
got so excited. Look, your mic's gone.
if Bonner closes down Trossard instead of standing back off of him, puts a bit of pressure on him.
I think that's harsh on O'Bonnor because you're expecting that as a centre half to be lumped out. And by the time he gets him and he's got to readjust himself, I think that's a bit harsh.
The problem is though, when you give players time and space on the edge of the box, you can give them time to pick out their shot and put the perfect shot in, whereas we don't get that time.
But you've also
had a couple of seconds to adjust himself before O'Bonnor even knew it was fucking.
And you've also got to think is that O'Bonnor's seen that Diop's out of the game. You know, so the thing is, if he then presses that,
if he dives in and he goes round him,
he's through on goal. So he's caught in two minds what to do. If he presses the ball and the geezer skips past him, there's no one there. And this is again where there's no fullback coming in behind covering. You know, your fullbacks are meant to cover.
I'm not saying you should lunge him for a tackle, but I'm saying if he's there, if you at least get a little bit closer,
but that's
a little bit of the pressure.
That's his mind.
He's caught in two minds.
I blame Fabianski. He should have come out and smashed him.
But this is the thing because if he presses him, it stops the shot. I agree with you what you're saying there. It stops the shot, but gives the opportunity to play skip past him.
With the runner playing the way the game's going, Brighton deserved the goal.
Of course they did. So
look, we've got away with it. We've got away with it yesterday. We just have to.
We didn't even talk about our goal, did we? Which came before that.
To be honest,
no, we did mention it, but
it
was a great finish. It was a great run, great timed run.
Great run.
53 goals in the Premier League, and all of them in the box.
It's what you expect from Chizriti. And was it Lanzini played the ball forward?
But Lanzini
Great
actually
ball.
carried the ball. So instead of doing the quick passing, he actually carried the ball.
That's what Lanzini's good at. And once he runs at players, he gets his head down. For someone of his physique, he's quite strong.
Yeah.
And he knocks
He's got a
people
good
off the
centre of
ball.
gravity.
His only problem is that he goes down a bit too easy. But I think the thing is, I want to get him and Fornals in the same team, and that would be your dream team, 2 players like that. But sometimes I think to myself, when you play teams like Brighton, you can't. I mean, Antonio for Fornals would have been better. You've got to sacrifice one of them. But
to be honest with you, we'll play teams this season where we get far more space.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
yeah, Watford next week will be an open game. They're struggling at the moment. They'll be desperate for the win. They'll be open,
tell you
just like
what,
we will.
Looking at our defence and watching Norwich last night, that Pookie, Jesus.
Good player, that
The thing is with him is he was a free transfer. He scored 35 goals for Norwich last year, no penalties. He's got 4 in his last 2. He was, as I said, free transfer. He's 28 years old. He's got a big move in him, I think. He's a great goal scorer.
Yeah.
And he's going to be the difference between him and Norwich staying up this season.
But we've seen it before with the likes of what's his name? Angel. Was it Angel
for Swansea? Yeah.
You know what I mean? There is
One season type, not one season wonders, but they have a good championship season.
I don't think
really
he's
good
got
Premier
one
League
season
season, and
wonder,
then
mate.
To
die
be
out.
honest with you, looking at his movement yesterday and the way he scored the goals was.
You don't see a lot of strikers like that anymore.
He had the movement like that against Liverpool at Anfield, and he scored. He could have had 2 or 3 that.
But it wasn't only the movement, the nature of the finishes. The second one, he watches the keeper. The keeper's gone that way. He just nudges.
Well, going on recent years, when we play a newly promoted team at London Stadium, we usually lose. So
I hope Pellegrini's setting up a plan to just keep him.
you got to man mark him.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. Don't let him get space, man
The
mark
thing
him.
is, as well, like you said, there'll be games where we'll get the ball down and play and attack teams. And like you said, with the
Norwich
link,
will be one of them.
you're going to get. That's what you've also got to remember. We sooner or later, it's going to click with us going forward. Fornals is going to settle in. Hilaire's going to get.
I was pretty happy with the Man City game going forward, but Hilaire seems to be the focal point.
This is it. There's again no plan B.
And this is the thing. He gets injured. We've got no plan B.
Anderson as well. Anderson is another one.
Anderson was a big miss yesterday. I mean, look, them 2 players there would have made a difference with the way we played yesterday. But the game's done. We've got a point.
Hilaire's more physical. Isn't
Yeah, we've got a point that we probably didn't deserve. But
People
that's
saying
Premier
that we
League.
should have started Ajeti though, which I think is a bit premature to say.
Yeah.
Like,
Again, he's
signing
not.
young kids from the Swiss
That's
league.
it. You chuck it. Like you said, you've got to throw him in sometime. But
If we're winning 2-0 or something,
You'll see it, their first games will be Newport County in the Cup.
Yeah.
That's where you'll see them, and they'll probably he might get a couple in that game, and everyone will get excited saying he should play every week, and then he'll turn out to be not as good as we think. But like I said, he's a young kid.
exactly, that's it. You like we said before, you've got to give them games, but sometimes you've got
Look, if
to
you
go.
had him or Hernandez, you've got an experienced Premier League
Exactly,
player.
you're gonna pick
You're going to
Hernandez.
pick him all day long.
Yeah, of course.
As a manager.
People will always talk the opposite choice.
Yeah.
Because his hindsight is a wonderful thing.
When it
Exactly.
don't work
And
out.
He's the shiny new signing, isn't he?
If we'd have won 3-0 yesterday, and Hernandez got 2, and we weren't comfortable, everyone would have been, he should start next week.
But yeah, just in summary, mate, excellent point, I think.
Yeah, it's a great point. Difficult place to go.
Can we just mention the Antonio miss from the header though?
Well, in the end.
Yeah, I thought he should
To
have
be
done
fair,
better
we
with
was
that.
right in front of that, and he was stretching. It was difficult.
I thought he should have done better.
Yeah,
personally.
He could have let it drop, but in
Yeah.
that instance, you don't know how much time you got there.
Yeah, you don't know whether you got the goalkeeper rushing in at you, and
Yeah, I just thought if he-
I could see what he was trying to do. I think he was anticipating the goalkeeper rushing, and he's just going to nudge it past him.
And the goalkeeper
Oh,
still
he
squared.
says
just gone for an
Yeah.
overhead kick, mate. Overhead kick, take the goalkeeper out, fuck it.
Well, the thing is,
Like one of them predator shots, you know,
to be fair, our Antonio shooting is he probably would have skied it anyway from that close range. So
I tell you what though, right? I don't want to go too much. I'm not bringing it back to VAR. But I will mention with VAR is our high line that we play. You know that high line we play this offside trap is going to be more effective this season with VAR because there's times where we used it and then we caught players offside that they scored, but the linesman didn't pick it up. So I think that.
we mean like against Liverpool.
I think, yeah.
When he was 5 yards offside.
Yeah,
right in front of the linesman.
there was a few games where players scored offside goals against us. So I think actually we might fare better this season with that high line.
Do you know what VAR would be a better thing to do? Punish referees with, rather than fucking influence games with. But yeah, anyway, yeah.
The thing is, you saying about punishing referees is the margin of error. You know, if the referee misses, the linesman misses
human error,
offside,
you don't see
where
it.
like the guy's head slightly in front of the other geezer.
I understand that, Scott, but when someone's 2 yards offside,
Oh, yeah,
and
of course.
there's no fucking excuse for that.
I mean, I'm just but I think we will get better. I think we'll get better. That's
Still early days.
The next
Still early
three,
days.
look, if you're going to struggle, do it in the first few games of the season.
Yeah.
You know, you can go on a 6-game winning run now, and you'd be like 3rd or 4th in the league, and everyone would be buzzing.
We've got
doing the
36
conga around the
games
London
to put
Stadium,
it
saying we're
right.
going to win the
that
league.
stat that we ain't won. Sorry, here I was there. That stat that we ain't won a game in August since the first game of the season, 2016. I think is mental. I didn't even realise.
We've still got 2 games to go in August, so we'll end that duck.
Yeah, we got to against Watford and Norwich. In that.
But yeah, Watford will be a tough game next week, and then we play Norwich at home and then Villa away on a Monday night. There's 3 tough games there. Like, no game is easy in the Premier League, but these are the sort of games that we need to start picking points up in, because then we play a Man United, who are probably going to be buzzing because they're on a great run. And
the Pellegrini out comments need to just settle.
I'll tell you what,
ridiculous.
I want someone to explain this to me. What is this hashtag?
Mark Noble for Prime Minister.
Yeah.
I think it was his speech that he done on Friday, wasn't it, about the Brighton game, saying about I don't remember it, but he was saying about they're going to be in for a game like talking about us.
Yeah.
We're going to be in for a game if the players think they're going to turn up there and not be. And I just think someone started trending it, and it sort of took off. Yeah, well, the club even tweeted out about it. Even Noble tweeted out why not, which was obviously reference to it. So I'll vote for him all day long. Can't be any worse than what we've got now.
Yeah, very
I could see Mark Noble with a Boris Johnson haircut though.
But he's got a bit of an old school Johnson haircut, isn't he?
His hair's a bit thin on top though, and he ain't going to be too thin to pull it off.
Yeah, not really thin, that sort of finish, yeah.
That's heading all them balls.
We'll finish it there then, guys, shall we?
Yeah, if you've got nothing else to talk about, mate.
Anyone else got anything else to talk about?
Any other business?
Any other business?
Our lovely t-shirts. Wearing sporting them, well, 3 of us are sporting the t-shirts.
Well, yeah, mine turned up and they was too big, so.
It's a tent.
Yeah, I mean they're lovely. I think the fit.
God, get him on QVC.
Hey, lovely jacket. Yeah. No, they fit perfectly. The quality. Is that still going?
I don't know.
I think it is.
Alright, well, they're sexy, aren't they? They're bloody sexy. They fit nice. They're comfortable. Like
I'm very proud of these. To be honest, I'm very proud.
We had a range of t-shirts a few years ago, and we weren't quite happy with them, and now they felt in the quality. Whereas these are
I like that one.
Try this one, isn't it?
My favourite one.
Yeah.
That's our biggest seller, by the way.
very
Is
good.
it?
Yeah. And I've got it in green, too big.
I do like this one.
The thing is, it's hard to sit there and say, some of them do come up slightly big, but you can't.
Size guides on
This one's fine.
Rolling the sleeves up, look, it's trying to show off a bit of gun.
This one's fine. This is a large and it fits me well. So
Bollocks. That's it.
I know this is an extra large and it fits me well, whereas the other ones are a bit big. So it's just on the how you fit, innit?
Check the size, right? Obviously,
size guides on the website.
none of us actually.
If they come up
check
too
the size.
big,
No.
tumble dry them.
Yeah.
We just literally turned around and said, I'll have an XL because I'm a bit fat and
Yeah.
But no, they're nice quality.
Really well. We've got to say a big thank you to everyone that has supported us, because it goes into supporting the channel, which is fantastic. There's more.
That one's quite popular as well. It's the old shirts.
But they're selling really well. It goes into supporting the channel. If you want to get them, the links are in the description down below. One more thing that I wanted to talk about. I forgot about this. The Man City account.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Man City's official Twitter.
Yeah.
Even our
Official
video.
thing.
Bit
Yeah.
naughty that.
Yeah, a bit cheeky.
Any publicity is good publicity, mate.
Yeah, I wasn't too.
I don't
pleased.
know.
All I can-
Look at these mentioned us, innit? Or something.
All I'll say is, thank the Lord we got our mics all branded up.
The thing is, I was having
they
this
can't cut that
conversation with Baz. Yeah,
I don't think that Man City, like a massive worldwide club, are going to worry about what we think. That don't bother me. Like, as I said,
Oh, funny you should mention
good publicity is.
mention that, Ryan, because a big worldwide brand like Manchester City should worry about what the little guys think.
No, not one worry about a thing, but they're not worried about contacting us saying, "Can we use your footage?"
Well, they should be, because it's piracy, mate. It's more.
Well, it's not piracy because it's open on YouTube. Anyone
No,
can.
it's not.
Anyone can take
But
it.
you
Anyone
see
can take
you
it.
see it on Twitter now. When someone posts a video on Twitter of something happening,
Yeah.
the papers contact them. Do you mind if we use this on?
Yeah,
They ask for permission. City have just gone and used that without even...
As I said, any publicity is good publicity.
Of course, yeah, I don't disagree with what you're saying.
I feel like we ain't even got the publicity, because if you look at that mic, I was saying this to Baz, you showing me your logos, and I said, you look at that logo, I sent a screenshot, see if you can read them letters. I said, it's just a look.
But they know where it is. People know where it is. People know where it is.
Yeah.
Alright, well don't fucking bring it up.
Don't bring it up, mate. Go on, email them and say we want 20 quid. We want a Man City club shop. We want a Man City club shop voucher.
I said it was a bit saucy.
Yeah.
I like saucy.
At least just turn around and either ask if it's alright to use it or put a bit of credit in there. Do you know what I mean? Don't cut out. Don't cut out anything else.
Stop moaning.
I like moaning.
Well, you know what you need to do now when you edit the videos?
Yeah.
Put our West Ham Fan TV logo bang in the middle so they can't cut that out. Right at the bottom,
Well, that's
so they
why
can't
I
cut that
always
out.
say-
No, we'll overlay this with a fucking Man City match. See how they like that.
You got to do it on the stream I was watching yesterday. It was like it was a BN Sports, and it's just literally like really faint in the whole pitch the whole time. It was a BN Sports just floating around. Yeah, you know, it stops people pirating without through the not thing channel.
No, man.
Well, but I was just saying you can just it's so faint you can just about see it.
All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match part. We'll be coming up with all new load of content starting from tomorrow with the live shows, previews, West Ham week, on the social, musings before I go away for the week. I'm going away. I'll be away from next week, so you see me next week. But from match day, I'll be gone to November.
To November?
No, I'm joking. I'll be gone until I think I'm away for 2 weeks.
I like that song.
Yeah. Wycliffe.
Wycliffe Jean.
To November, yeah.
January, February, March, April, May.
Yeah, so I'll be gone for a couple of weeks, and I'll leave you in the capable hands of these guys when it comes to post-match Pint and stuff. Obviously, there's League Cup stuff coming up as well. Content's coming thick and fast, so make sure you click the subscribe button and click the bell notification down below to get the first notifications of all of our videos. Facebook.com/West Ham Fan TV for Facebook, going like that. Twitter @West Ham Fan TV, Instagram, Snapchat, all the stuff that we use now. Click on our
Do you really
website.
need to say all that? You could just say just follow us on social media.
Just
right?
follow us on social media.
You weren't here
Search West Ham
last
Fan
week.
TV.
You weren't here last week.
First-
Dad had the right go at him.
Search West Ham Fan TV.
I got nervous.
Alright, let's get this finished, come on.
That's it. Come on your eyes.